if I told you every single one of you in this room could dance? Don't believe me? Can I have a volunteer? Could you face everyone? Take a step to your left. Do a spin in a 360-degree angle. Just do a spin. Can you...
Love it!
Can you clap for me? Congratulations, you have just danced. Let's give her a round. Now, although many people can casually take a step to their left, spin, clap, for others like me, even just doing that means something a lot deeper. Since I could practically walk, I would never miss out on an opportunity to start dancing. In fact, I'd even film it, or I'd call up all my family members to the couch and play some Hannah Montana and start dancing. Now, whether it's dance or something else, I believe that there's something that all of us in this room are passionate about, good at, volunteering, foster care, all these things. I believe we're all passionate about something in this world. And for me, that's dance. Now, dance is something that I don't like to define as just moving my body or the physical aspect of it, but it's also the part that affects my mental well-being and myself. So today, I'd like to talk to you about how dance has helped me express my creativity, help me feel free in my problems, and make me feel seen and confident in this world. The first role that dance has played in my life is by giving me the stage, literally and figuratively, to be creative and somehow get these visions from my mind to my body. Now, as much as I tried to force it, I always wanted to be that girl in the back of the room that would have a little pencil and somehow make a museum-level drawing. Unfortunately, my drawings always turned out to be more preschool level than museum level. But I always knew that I had an eye for the visual aspect of things. When my grade 9 dance show had come along, I was given the role to lead and choreograph a group dance for a group of kids that was eventually going to be shown to at least 600 people. And this show had a theme. It was a magic show. And every group had been given a motif. And my group was given the motif of playing cards. How are you supposed to dance with playing cards? We struggled. We went on YouTube, we searched up all these videos about how magicians can do that, you know, that clean deck thing that they do with their hands? Impossible. Until I had the idea of making us, the dancers, be the physical cards and one of our dancers be a magician. Hence came our storyline of runaway cards, because I somehow had this visual of back and forth running with all these formations. I started drawing arrows, stick people. That's when the preschool level drawings actually came in handy. And after that, I continued about 4 years of dance shows where I created visuals and formations through dance that were visually appealing and were able to bring my visions to life. And that's when I realized that I was artistic and creative, just not in the way that it was always defined. And just like that, dance was able to bring out that side of me that I couldn't always express on paper. Not only has dance been able to give me creative freedom, but personal freedom as well. Going through high school, there were many factors that would stress me out throughout my day, my week, some would even last a month. A test, anxious thoughts, insecurities, fights with friends, all of those things would just consume me on a daily basis. But the thing I never failed to do was walk into that dance room and forget about all my problems. And I'm not quite too sure why, but other people would agree with me as well. In a blog that was written by John Angier called The Hustle for Happiness, he says that a survey was orchestrated and that out of 2,000 adults, 80% of them said that they felt better even after a few minutes of dancing. And honestly, I can say the same as well. I'm not quite too sure why, I'm not a scientific person, but I believe it has to do with the fact that when I'm in that room and when I dance, I don't feel the need to meet anyone's standard or anyone's due date, but I'm able to just be free from my own problems and not confined by the hecticness of this world. Now that I've told you about how dance has given me creative and personal freedom, let me tell you about the biggest reason why I can confidently say that dance is my safe space. Dance has made me feel seen and confident in myself. Honestly, I'm not the type of person who likes to make mistakes. I don't think anyone of us are. But for me, I tend to beat myself up over the things that I don't even do just a little bit right. But the one place I've never been afraid to mess up in and make mistakes is, take a guess, the dance room. You know, it's funny because when I was going into high school, one of my biggest insecurities was that as much as I love to dance and love to do it, I never felt credible enough to say that because I've never been professionally trained and I've never been taught in a studio or by people with more experience. So going into high school and taking dance was a very big, scary thing for me because everywhere I looked, someone was always better. So on the first dance class that I attended, I was shaking. My knees were shaking, my legs, my eyes, feet, everything was shaking. I felt like I couldn't even move. But as the dance class went on, I loved it. And everything just felt right to me. And it just felt right in that moment that where I was, that was where I was supposed to be. And honestly, as much as I loved it, there was a voice in the back of my head that told me not to go again because I was just afraid. Until at the end of class, a guy went up to me who I'm still friends and dance to this day. His name was Jake. And he